Hello, and welcome back. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Today I want to discuss my race. I want to discuss the half marathon. I want to talk about everything running related and what I've got planned. I've got some notes planned out so I don't forget anything that I would like to cover. I have this mini mic, which is fun. So I want to start with talking about the week leading up to the race. So I talked about it in the race video. If you haven't already seen it, I will link it up here. Up here, I think. Hopefully it's up here. I signed up for this race 5 weeks, not even, before the race. I did it. Signed up. And typically you don't sign up to a half marathon or a marathon. You just don't really sign up to races of that length with such little time. However, I was a college athlete.
The ball upstairs and intercepted by Bruce with her length at 5'11". Sid Hill.
I would still consider myself an athlete. I'm fairly active and fairly fit. I built a strong running base through playing lacrosse and continuing running after I finished playing. So after my collegiate lacrosse career, I turned to running for fun, and I talked about that in the first episode of this series. If you're not following this series, this is episode 4 of Everyone May Become. I want to create a series of videos and content online that is genuine and that is inspiring and that gets more people to love running, but also creating a culture where people genuinely believe in themselves and have confidence that they can do anything that they set their mind to do. Like, the past few years of my life have been so telling of this. If you create a goal and you stick to something and you are consistent, you can achieve that goal. It's about being consistent. And I talked about it, and it's not that everyone will become, it's everyone may become. Everyone has the potential to become. If you want to do something in your life and you can see yourself doing this thing, sit down, make a plan, put some genuine thought into it, and then just stick to it. The hardest part is being consistent. Instead of being occasionally great, you got to be consistently good. And I talked about that again in episode 1, which I will link in whatever corner it is. So back to what I was saying. I signed up for this half marathon because I wanted a challenge and I wanted my day-to-day life to have more structure and routine. And that's exactly what this half marathon gave me. Every morning I woke up and I had a purpose, an additional purpose to what I previously had. So I'm currently in school. I go to a university here in South Florida, and I'm studying multimedia journalism. I've got a couple internships. I graduate in December, but I missed that part of me that trained for something every day. There's another video, Falling in Love with Life, on this channel that kind of explains why I don't play anymore. Link that. I will also link that. But essentially, that's what led me to sign up to this half marathon. I wanted purpose and I wanted structure. I did my research. I watched a ton of running videos. I read a ton of articles online, and to the best of my ability, I put together a training plan. And I stuck to it religiously. There was not one day that I did not stick to that plan. There was not one day, I was sick for a week and a half of this block, and I continued to do it to the best of my ability. Some of the days I switched around, but essentially I got the amount of mileage done. I continued to build for 4 weeks, and then I tapered for that last week, and then it was race day, and it went far better than I planned. I ran paces that I didn't even know I could hold. So it was a huge learning experience, and now I'm sat on the other side of this. It's a week and a day after the race, and I am feeling really excited. The first thing I want to talk about is the taper week. So the taper week started, so I created a Google Doc with my entire training plan on it. Monday, the 1st of April, was the start of this taper week. I did 5 miles easy. Tuesday, I had a progression run, and I remember this workout very clearly because I was really happy with how it went, and I was surprised at the paces I was able to hold. Now looking back, I could have pushed that. I could have run those miles a lot faster. But sometimes you don't realize you're capable of something until you actually do it. So I had a progression run, a 3-mile progression run. So the first mile, I ran about 8-minute mile. The second mile, I ran about 7:45. Third mile, I ran about 7:20, 7:30. Maybe it was faster than that. I can't actually remember. Then I had 3 minutes rest, and then I went and found a long flat path, and I did 5 times 30-second sprints with 60 seconds rest in between each rep. Wednesday was a rest day. Thursday was 3 easy miles. Well, I ended up being like 3.6 at like a 7:50 pace, and I feel like confident that I could hold that. It's gonna be really hard, but I'm gonna hold it. I want a negative split, so I don't want to start off fast and get slower. I want ideally to start off and get quicker. That was a good confidence boost. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Basically, story was there were a lot of expectations going into the summer training about the season.
He's really vulnerable. Once Anisimova broke, there was no looking back in that first set.
It's really enjoyable, so I'm just really happy to be back.
And firstly, that is lovely. Little girl there was crying out for a ball and just handed to her by Anisimova. These may go a little further though.
I'm packing for the race. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
What are you gonna wear?
For the race?
This.
I'll show you.
Those are really cute. They
So
are.
I can put my gels in here. Friday was a rest day. Saturday, the day before the race, I did 2.6. It says on here 2 to 3, but I remember I felt like absolute crap. That 2.6 mile run the day before the race, instead of feeling like I should or thought I should have felt, I felt like crap. And it kind of concerned me going into the race because a taper week is supposed to rest your body. You're supposed to build up glycogen stores. You're supposed to let your muscles fully recover, and your legs are feeling fresh, and everything is just stored up and ready. And you go from this, like, I don't know, the week before I had like a 50+ mile week, and then I went to, let's have a look, to like a less than 15 mile week. And that's a crazy difference from like 50+ to 14 miles. And so I was like, why do I feel like crap? And I didn't know. And I came back and I talked to Amanda, and I was like, I felt like absolute garbage that run. And I think it was a combination of maybe nerves, but I don't think it was mainly that. I think it was because it was in the middle of the day. I was kind of emotional as well that day from something completely different. And I think my emotions kind of drained me, and also it was like 90 degrees outside. It was very hot, which looking back wasn't the best idea. I should have run that very like early in the morning because I would have had longer to recover, and also it wouldn't have been boiling hot. All of this is, as I said, was a learning experience. So that was the training plan going into the race, and I kind of started to carb load. And again, I'm not a nutritionist. I am not an expert by any means. I don't know enough about nutrition for you to like listen to me and think that's what I'm going to do. But everyone's heard of it. Carb loading, it's not a secret. You know, you just eat more carbs so your body can store up glycogen, and so that your body come race day has those glycogen stores to break down. I started carb loading around Wednesday. I didn't know if that was too early or whatever, but I was just consciously eating more carbs. Protein throughout the whole build I was hitting my protein pretty well. Every meal I was having a lot of protein, or like post-workout. I have to say, like, I do want to give myself credit for the nutrition and the way I approached it during this build. I was so aware of what I was eating before a run, after a run, gels during a run, electrolytes even. Like, I went on a 6-mile run this morning, and obviously being in Florida, you have, like, electrolytes and staying hydrated is huge. As a runner, you have to stay hydrated. If you're putting that many miles and that work, you need to refuel your body. The next thing I want to talk about is recovery. I'm fortunate enough, Amanda has these, what are they called? Normatec boots, which are essentially like compression boots, and they're amazing for recovery. I was icing a lot. If anything ever was to hurt, I would immediately, as soon as I could when I got back, I would ice. Sleep was the most important thing I found. I was in bed at 9:30 so many nights, like actually falling asleep before 10. Like some days I would get up at 5:30 to get my workout done. And sleep is it's so important. Every single day, I made sure I would go and stretch and foam roll. At school, I would literally go for an hour to the gym just to stretch. And that really helped, not feeling sore, just setting myself up to try and enjoy that run or that workout to make the whole build more enjoyable. I would really recommend that. Just planning ahead as well, obviously I had my plan for the whole block, but planning ahead kind of what my week's going to look like. If I have class at 8 a.m., which I did throughout that whole build, I like running in the morning, and I didn't get to do that. So I would sometimes run immediately after that. Sometimes I would get up and at 6 and I would run those miles in the morning. If I had a workout, I would save it till later that night. Or if I had a treadmill session, it didn't really matter what time of the day. I would always lay my clothes out the night before. Any gels or anything I needed like that, I'd put my electrolytes in the fridge so they were cold when I got back from my run. I constantly had a yoga mat laid out in my room, and it kind of encouraged me to stretch, just like making things easier for yourself. I want to talk about also like balance. So that the whole race week, I just spent relaxing as much as I could and just having fun with my friends. I hung out with my friends a lot.
Okay, so look. Ready? To zoom in, it's this. To focus, you twist this little one here. See? What's that? And now it is. Oh, was that the whole time? Yes.
She wasn't recording that whole time.
Babe, it's okay. We'll get more shots.
The fact that you just said I would be good at it.
Wow, I'm sorry. I thought you pressed record. Something I would do.
What do you think of my music?
I like it.
You think that's clean?
Yeah.
You get the nice view outside.
Okay.
Get this most important part.
Yeah.
People that drink oat milk are fake. This is better for you than oat milk, almond milk.
That is not better.
Yeah, it is. Are you even getting me?
Do your research, girl.
I'm telling you.
Bye. But for mac and cheese, yeah, oat milk wouldn't work. So it's okay.
Honestly,
Peace out, guys. She just got herself a little ratatouille.
I leave traces.
I'll be real.
Professional tennis player at tennis. Oh wait, I'm not ready.
That's a professional Wii Sports play right there.
Okay, we're gonna play like that.
Yes.
Let's go.
Look like that.
What the hell was that?
Yo, oh no, it's boy, oh boy. The cameras turn on and the ability turns off.
What the hell? Fuck!
Switch.
How do you serve it?
Get it at the apex.
Yeah,
Big sexy. Oh yeah. Best of 5, best of 3. What are we
Best
doing?
of 5, dude. My guy's ready.
Your guy is spazzing out.
Am I serving?
Yeah.
Bang.
so anticlimactic.
Oh god, dude.
The night before the race, I had a really good dinner, had some TV, did the normal tech, woke up the next day, and I felt really good. I woke up at, I think it was like 4:50, because I wanted to eat at exactly 5. I also mentioned this a lot in the race video, a lot of this stuff, but I just want to talk about more how I was actually feeling in those moments. So I woke up and I wasn't like, oh, I'm tired, I want to go back to bed, like what am I doing? I was so ready. Turned my alarm off as quick as I could, made my breakfast, which was a slice of toast with a banana and honey and a black coffee. I ate that. I was also drinking coconut water, just trying to like make sure. Electrolytes the night before, coconut water, electrolytes in the morning. Then I got in the shower to kind of wake myself up. Didn't wash my hair, just a quick body wash. Put on my clothes that I'd laid out the night before. Had another coffee because any runner will know if you don't go to the bathroom before you run, it's just a disaster. And I knew that was going to be essential for a good race. So that happened, thankfully. And then I was just stretching, foam rolling, just getting prepped, packed like my food and stuff after the race. So again, like the race ended and I was still conscious about how I'm treating my body. It's just done this for me. I had a Core Power protein shake, had a protein bar with like 400 calories in it just to get that back in because I was going straight to Amanda's tennis practice. Thank you, Amanda, for getting up so early and coming to watch me run. It was just really nice to have someone there. The traffic, the line to get into the Key Biscayne parking lot for the race was crazy. We left a little bit later than I wanted, but I was not anticipating that level of traffic. So I actually got out of the car and like ran to the porta toilets, used the toilet, did my warm-up. By the time I'd done my warm-up, Amanda met me because she parked the car, thankfully, and I was able to do all of that. She met me, we walked to the start, vibes were really good, and I didn't actually realize where we were walking was the start line, but thankfully I did because I got to like a good position kind of at the front. Took my long sleeve off because I wanted to just run in a shorts and a sports bra. When I was recording that last clip that you saw, I ran out of space on my SD card. So here I am in a different place. I just did an hour of cross training on the bike and I hit a lift. Now I am tired, hungry, ready for a shower, but I want to get this video up tomorrow. Okay, so I'm at the start line of the race. I'm feeling kind of like, I'm pretty sure my brain took me somewhere else. I just was kind of like having an out of body feeling. Like Amanda was at the start line with me, filming it. And I was just standing there around a bunch of runners. So I'm at the start, the gun goes off, and once I actually cross that start line, my chip obviously activates and the start time is, and I started my phone because I wasn't wearing a watch, I was just using the Strava app, and I set off and I could feel that I was going fast. I knew I was running at a fast pace, but I felt okay. But in the back of my mind I was like, Eleanor, you need to slow down, this is the adrenaline, you're gonna get tired, your training splits and times and averages, you need to slow down if you're gonna last this distance. And so at the end of like the first mile, I was comfortably running. I was running at like a 7:30 pace for like the first half mile, and then I kept saying to myself, I was like forcing myself to slow down because I was feeling really good and I didn't want to slow down. But having not had that experience of running a half marathon distance before, I didn't want to take that risk of burning out. So I slowed down and I sustained about a 7:50, 7:45 pace, which was also faster than I had planned. But it felt good and I was like, I'm not slowing down any slower than this, I'm going to go for it. Slowly but surely, I kept ticking away at that pace, and I was passing people. People would stop at drink stations and stop and take a breath, take a drink, or they'd like slow down. Whereas I think the first couple of drink stations, I never trained with water, I never trained with Gatorade, I just had gels, and so I didn't stop for a drink. And then I think at like mile 4, I had my first gel. I think I took a gel every 4 miles. I took a gel 20 minutes before the start, which was a really good idea, I think. I then took a gel at mile 5, a gel at mile 10, and then Gatorade and water throughout at the stations. I think I only started, and I wouldn't stop at the stations, I would literally run past, grab the cup from their hand. They were shouting either water or Gatorade, and I would grab whatever one I wanted and like chug it like this, and like half of it would go in my mouth, not even, and then the rest of it would just fall down me. The Gatorade stations, I was like, I'd run past, pick up the Gatorade, like half of it would go in my mouth, half of it would just fall down me. It was just so much fun. I just loved it. So I would see people I knew were in my age group, or like women at least, and I was like, oh, like I want to try and catch up to them and run with them, or I'd love to like bridge that gap closer. And slow and steady wins the race. And the thing I kept saying to myself throughout the whole entire time was just stay smooth. I kept saying stay smooth, like just relax in my stride, stay smooth. And sure enough, slowly but surely, I was ticking those people off, and I was like bridging that gap, overtaking them because they'd slow down. I just wanted to stay consistent. I didn't want to race out, slow down. I wanted to have a negative split And I did. And I just slowly and surely got fast, and I was running 7:40s, then I was running 7:35s, and then I was running 7:30s, and I was kind of sticking with this guy. And the last couple miles, I think I ran in 7:13s, and then the last 0.2 miles just sent it. Thinking about it now, I just have a huge smile on my face because I absolutely loved it. I just had the best time. I had so much fun. Yeah, and then after the race, I grabbed some electrolytes. They had some like Gatorade or whatever it was there, some water. Amanda met me, gave me a hug, congratulated me. But like, I don't know, like I went a lot faster than I thought. That was good. Got some footage, and we went and checked out the times, and I realised I'd come second in my age group, 20 to 24-year-olds. I was so happy about that. Like, it was in the back of my mind, the race, but I obviously like didn't know the field, I didn't know who was running, and so I was really happy with that. And then
In third place, Alchan Rufalowitz. In second place.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't sore the next day. My toes were sore. Like, anyone that runs consistently in like a high mileage will know, if you're a runner, like, you kind of got to say goodbye to a couple of toenails here and there. Anyway, I have started training again. I haven't got a race in mind, but my goal is not race specific or time specific. Well, I want to run a 1:30, which means running the entire 13.1 miles at a 6:50 pace. And I know I can do it. It's just consistency, which I talk about a lot throughout this series, is just be consistent and you can achieve whatever you want to achieve within reason. So right now, my goal is just purely focused on building a base. I have 2.5 more weeks left. No. Do I? I have 2 weeks left of school, which is crazy to say. In about 2 weeks, exactly today actually, I fly home back to the UK, back to London, and then a couple days after that I'm going to meet Amanda in Rome. I kind of just travel quite a bit this summer, and so I'm not going to be in the same place for a long time. I'm going to be in different climates with different conditions, weather conditions. I don't know if I'm going to have access to a gym or a track or a treadmill. So I just want to be as consistent as I can in terms of just getting miles in and building that base. If I can get a workout in here and there, I'm going to plan to do that. But I haven't sat down and specifically laid out, this is what I'm going to do for the next 3 months. It's more like, this is the mileage I want to run, and gradually build up throughout the weeks. And how I get that mileage in, I'm going to kind of take it week by week. But I'm feeling very excited. I've kind of set myself a very scary long-term goal, and I am not ready to say that out loud yet, but that's in the back of my mind when I am grinding every day and I'm working hard. If you're watching this and you haven't run you haven't signed up for a race, I just would encourage you to do it. If you're thinking about it, I would definitely encourage you to do so. It brought me so much structure and so much discipline, so much confidence and just happiness, and it transferred throughout a lot of things in my life. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go get something. Well, I have to send my resume off first for something. I'm going to go get some food, shower, head back out, get some coffee, and write a five-page paper. Then I have class, and then I want to edit this video. So, yeah. Let's go. See you next Friday.